Okay. My name is Myra Aquino. I'm a writer-director, and I directed Beauty Queen, set in Pampanga during World War II, and it tells the story of Remedios Gomez, also known as Commander Lee YY. It's a true story about a young beauty queen who joins a resistance army in the mountains and eventually rises the ranks to become a commander. Actually, before I went into film, I went to medical school. And so in the beginning, I always thought that I was going to be a doctor. I realized I've always been a writer growing up, and my creative passion was too strong that it overtook my desire for medicine. And I realized that if I wanted to live the life that I wanted, I needed to make a very, very difficult choice to move into filmmaking. I grew up watching films with my family, loved to live in my mind. I had very overactive imagination. And at first I thought I was going to become a writer until my professors in college told me, have you considered going into film? And at the time I didn't even think about it. But I realized there's so much about film that I love. It's almost like the ultimate art form, and it's a privilege to be able to pursue it. Post-production happened a lot during COVID, and so I think what was interesting was that I had some worries about whether the creative collaboration would suffer. Sometimes creative collaborations can still thrive or even be better when you're not necessarily in person. It made us more determined to maintain the creative integrity of the film. The pandemic was an opportunity for me to take a step back as an artist and really explore what are the things that mean most to me as an artist and as a filmmaker. And I think so much of being a filmmaker is really spending time contemplating life. What's the stories that you want to tell? And I think all that has given me, I think, even more passion to pursue film and more ideas for what films I want to pursue after COVID dies down. Immersive, vulnerable, and inspiring. Hopefully it's inspiring. I can't tell the audience how to feel, but it just so happened a few years ago, I was talking to a very close friend, Kay Gomez, who told me about her great-grand-aunt. I think I just found Remedios Gomez's story so inspiring because she was a commander and a brilliant tactician who was so boldly feminine. She would always wear lipstick, do her hair and makeup. She was just so unapologetically herself during a time when it would have been so easy for her to give up who she was to be taken more seriously as a commander and as a huge leader of the resistance. As I came to learn more and more about her, it eventually became the short film Beauty Queen. I wanted it to be in Pampanga. I wanted it to be in Kapampangan. I really strongly believe that language imparts nuances about a culture and about a people that you can't change. We struck a partnership with Holy Angels University. They have the Center for Kapampangan Studies and as well as the Film Institute. I knew I wanted to work with a Filipina DP, and so that was how I started conversations with Tate Lamore, who eventually ended up becoming the cinematographer for the film. We had to do multiple scoutings and locations in Pampanga. It took us 40 minutes to walk into the jungle before we could actually set things up because it was the same mountain that they were at, like the Hukbalahap soldiers and Remedios Gomez had dealt with 80 years ago, which felt very symbolic when we were shooting there. You know, when I think about it, the central conversation that I wanted to explore is these themes of not just overcoming grief, which is a big part of the film, but also themes of self-acceptance, particularly as a woman. I think that we as women, we have these enduring struggles of wanting to assert ourselves as leaders, and also to accept ourselves regardless of what we look like and regardless of where we come from. Your stories matter. You may occasionally doubt that it doesn't, but I will say your stories matter because it's your point of view about the world, and no one else has that point of view but you. For younger filmmakers or storytellers who are eager to get into filmmaking, the benefit that you have right now is that it's 2021. You can make a film just using your iPhone. It's very possible, very easy to do. So much about making a great film is really not about your production value. Are you crafting a really good story? Are your characters interesting? Are your ideas interesting? Thinking about those things is pretty much like free. And I think as long as you can focus on that, and as long as you have an iPhone, you can make any film that you want, because the more you practice, the better you get, and also the more you get closer to understanding what your artistic voice is. Sorry, that's a lot.